Welcome back to the History Podcast, everyone. I'm Gustavus.
And I'm Christina. Today, Gustavus, we're diving into the dramatic and, frankly, tragic story of one of Sweden's most powerful warships, the Kronan.
The Kronan, or as it was also known, Stora Kronan, meaning the Great Crown. This ship was, well, it was the flagship of the Swedish Navy in the 1670s and, honestly, one of the biggest warships of its time.
It really was. Its construction was a bit of a saga itself. It was built between 1668 and 1672 in Stockholm, but it faced delays right from the start.
Yeah, exactly. Funding issues, conflicts between the main shipwright, Francis Sheldon, and the Admiralty. It wasn't a smooth build, that's for sure. No, not at all.
And speaking of the build, it was crafted from oak and pine. The hull was actually launched in 1668, but get this, it immediately needed repairs because the keel fractured during sliding. I mean, talk about a rough start. Unbelievable. And it wasn't even fully completed until 1672. But once it was quite the vessel, measuring about 53 meters in length, almost 13 meters in beam, and displacing roughly 2,300 tons. And it packed a punch. It featured 3 full gun decks and was armed for up to 126 guns. Apparently, it also incorporated English shipbuilding methods, which were considered superior at the time for better stability and sea performance compared to those earlier flatter-bottom Dutch designs.
Right. Though officially planned for 124 to 126 guns, actual counts from service and later wreck excavations suggest it carried more like 105 to 110 guns. It had heavy artillery, think 30 and 36 pounders, on the lower deck and lighter guns up top.
And it wasn't just cannons either. They had round shot, chain shot, canister shot, plus muskets, pistols, pikes, axes, and swords for close combat. And the crew complement at the time of its sinking, about 850 people.
That's a huge number, almost 1,000 lives on one ship.
It really puts into perspective the scale of naval operations back then.
So the operational history, it participated in Baltic operations in 1675 and even an icebound winter expedition, but then June 1st, 1676, during the Battle of Åland. That's where the tragedy struck.
It's just horrific. A mismanaged turn, apparently, under full sail caused the Kronan to heel over. And, just water just flooded into its open gun ports.
Yeah, and then it capsized. But the worst part, I think, is that the powder magazine then detonated, just blowing off the bow. The ship sank incredibly quickly,
engulfing over 800 crew, including Admiral Kreutz and many top officers. It was just such a sudden, devastating loss. It shattered Sweden's naval power during the Scanian War and led to a royal inquiry, though interestingly, no one was ultimately punished.
That's a whole other story, isn't it? But the story of Kronan doesn't quite end there. In the late 1670s and 80s, salvage teams actually recovered 60 cannons using diving bells.
Right, but the main wreck itself was then lost to time until 1980, when it was rediscovered by Andres Franzen, the same guy who found the Vasa. It lies about 6 kilometers east of Holterstad at a depth of 26 meters.
And since its rediscovery, yearly underwater archaeology has recovered over 30,000 artifacts. I mean, that's an incredible number, including coins, 255 gold ducats in 1982, and then thousands of silver coins later, navigational equipment, musical instruments, even textiles.
It's truly a treasure trove, not just of material goods, but of historical insight. Many of these artifacts are now conserved and displayed at the Kalmar County Museum, making Kronan the Baltic's second most publicized shipwreck after, the Vasa.
So what's the ultimate significance of Kronan, Christina? What does it tell us?
Well, for one, it embodied Sweden's naval ambition. It was, as we said, their most powerful warship. But its dramatic loss also highlighted significant weaknesses. Crew proficiency, leadership, ship handling tactics. It resulted in a costly decline in naval strength.
And today, its excavation, it offers such rare insights into 17th century maritime warfare, material culture, and naval architecture. It's a sober reminder of the risks of naval power, but also an incredible window into the past.
Absolutely. A truly fascinating, albeit tragic piece of history.
And that's all for today's episode of the History Podcast.
Join us next time for another dive into the past.
Thanks for listening. Bye.